heading to extra time, but there's still 5 minutes to play here, Mark. And by all means, there could be more chances. Still in the box, and it's another goal! And it's Andre Cole, the hero from Croydon! We thought it was over, but it's not over, and Croydon look like they're going to go all the way to the win.
We can't say that now.
Here goes Yuki Sasaki into the area. Penagaris, Chrissy Penagaris. Adelaide Comets have taken the lead.
Falcon there, but it leaves Owen Windsor. And a third for Metro Stars.
Here's Emma Ryan. She's not one of them because she's from Darwin. The shot from DeCola. Lily DeCola scores in the cup final again and wins it for West Adelaide.
So as the ball cuts back here to Odenwalder. And James Odenwalder scores. He makes it 2-0 for West Adelaide on the day.
I bet he was going to be Travella if he puts one in. He goes himself instead. And it's still Soy Sakani. It's unbelievable, David, as well. And that one is definitely going to be credited to him.
Will have to be chased down by Rapawano. He'll put in a cross of his own. Hobbs wasn't able to capture it. It's in! It's not the one that seals up my Atletico promotion.
I got the skills to make the girls sing, and the geezers too. Yeah, we're doing this thing.
Hello, welcome to One Game at a Time. It is the 25th of March here on a Wednesday night. I'm Seb O'Neill, as always, and my question to my regular co-hosts. I'm going to go to Alessio first. What was your favourite birthday present when you were a child?
Hey Seb, how you going? I think it was in must have been year 7 or 8. I got a Sony Ericsson Play, which is those ones where it slides and it has a little gaming console at the bottom of it. Don't know how my parents got that for me or let me have that as a kid, but yeah, it was great for car games and FIFA as well.
Love it. I'm getting answers this week. Mark, for you?
Easy one. When I was younger, and I'm going back a long time, obviously, my uncle would
Colour
always...
TV.
No, he every year for my birthday, he'd give me a new football. And that was it. It was just a standard tradition. Every year, brand new football for me. So that was it.
Pretty cool. David, finally for you?
You can just put air back in them, Mark, and they're just as good as they were before. But when I was probably about, 12, I was given a computer called a Sinclair ZX Spectrum. It was an equivalent to a Commodore 64. I've still got it as well, and that was probably my favourite present. Used to load games up in a cassette tape, and you could save them as well, and then save them back to the cassette tape. So that's the one that springs to mind.
I got good answers this week for once. That's always nice.
It was a good question this week.
Yeah, it was a good question.
You did like last week's question.
Bottled water.
I like last week's question. We'll start off with our picks of the week. I will go first. It is a World Cup year, of course, and new kits are coming out. The Socceroos released their... I just want to get your guys' thoughts on these. Socceroos released their kits. Home on the right, which is the more traditional green and gold, and on the left, I'm going to try and... this is what the statement says it is. The away kit is inspired by Australian sunrises, representing the forward momentum of taking football in Australia to the future, featuring a coral and dark green gradient, while a lenticular Federation crest introduces dimensional movement, whatever the hell that means. I guess general thoughts. The home kit is an homage to the 2006 World Cup kit, which is, as I said, a lot more traditional. Thoughts in general?
I can go first. I think the home kit looks great. It's traditional. I like the white socks back as well, because for a little while weren't we wearing green socks or something?
Yeah.
So I like the white socks back. The green and gold shorts and top. The away kit. I mean, you can't really make it out from that image there, but it doesn't do anything for me. But it's not going to clash with anything, is it? Which is its primary purpose.
Look, I like the green and gold. It's pretty staple, pretty iconic, really, but not a fan of the away kit. Don't like it.
Wow. Alessio, are you any different?
No. I'll be getting the home kit, and I'm hopefully getting Mohamed Touré on the back if he goes. But the away kit, it's close. If they took the pink off, I would like it. And it'd be back to like most of our away kits in major tournaments have been purely dark green with maybe yellow accents, opposite of the home kit. But yeah, not a fan.
Wow, okay. Well, speaking of kits, I thought I might as well mention David because you're here, and obviously it's a rare occasion that you even get a World Cup year. What do you think of Scotland's
50
kits? They just announced their away kit, which is on the bottom. It's another pink shirt with pinstripes, blue pinstripes. What are your thoughts on both, I guess?
The home kit didn't grab my fancy initially, but then I did see a close friend wearing it recently. That's you, Seb. And actually, in the flesh, it looks really nice, that kit. I'm not fussed about the crest over the centre sort of thing, over the hearts, a nicer traditional look. It's fine. It's better than some of the ones they've had. The away kit, not as fussed on. They did have a kit like that in around 1982, which was red with white or blue pinstripes. I can't remember which, and I think it's maybe a bit of a homage to that. I'd rather it was red than whatever that is.
It's like a salmon, yeah. Or actually, hang on, I have what's the description of it is scarlet red.
That's not scarlet. Scarlet's like a dark red.
The Scotland FA website says a return to scarlet red last used in the 1980s.
Sponsored by the Colourblind Association. That's not scarlet red. That's salmon pink. And look, it's fine, but it's not as nice as the one I think they're trying to emulate from 1982, which was scarlet red.
Well, looking forward to seeing those all, I imagine, at some point at the World Cup. Mark, to you next. I
decided this week I will talk about the Combank Young Matildas. They announced their squad for the upcoming Under-20s Women's Asian Cup in Thailand, which starts actually only in 7 days or something. It's like beginning of April it starts. Our first game is on the 2nd of April in our group. We have Chinese Taipei, which is the first game we play on the 2nd of April. We then have India and Japan in our group. So not an easy group by any stretch of the imagination. But the one that really stands out, they've selected players obviously from across the country, but the one that we're most keen and to see would be our own Ilona Meleg, the goalkeeper for Adelaide United, who has stepped into the Adelaide United number 1 shirt this year and has been brilliant. So that's, I don't think we ended going through the list. We didn't have anyone else from Adelaide in there. So she's fighting the state badge for us on her own. But I tell you what a player to have in there.
Well, judging off her form, it's also most likely she's probably going to be one of the only players that maybe doesn't drop to the bench as well. So we'll always be playing most likely, which is really good to see. And looking forward to that tournament. Quick turnover from the Women's Asian Cup, the disappointment over the weekend, of course. Alessio, I'll go to you next.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about something I saw over the weekend. I think it was a former teammate of mine, Hanspreet Guron, who's now playing at Western Strikers. He posted on his TikTok this video, but I thought it was very cool to see some pyrotechnics at State League 2 level. I think it's very cool. I mean, people may think it's a lot to go through for just a State League game, but this is a massive game, as we knew. Adelaide Uni versus Western Strikers. And they're really stepping up their game, Western Strikers. I know they always try and tee up their juniors training before the first team and having first team home games on a Friday night. So they actually do get quite big crowds there too. They have, I think, a sponsorship with a restaurant for their canteen. So they have some really nice food. And I just thought it was really cool to see. I doubt you see that in any MPL grounds ever, even at MPL Grand Finals. I don't think you see that. So
no.
I think
it'd be cool.
It's obviously must be someone they know who's involved in that space. But I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, somebody who sells sparklers for a living. 400 sparklers.
Finally, David, will go to you for perhaps the biggest talking point of the week, and it didn't even happen on the weekend. It happened on Monday.
Yeah, I was going to talk about a game that I didn't see, which was the Blue Eagles versus Moorby Jets game on Monday night. I went down there with Alessio to sort of watch that game down there, and we had a lights failure about the 25th minute, which was disappointing. The lights were out and stayed out for 15 minutes or so. I think we were advised there was 19 minutes of play remaining when they came back out. And then at half time, the same thing happened. So the players are obviously in the tunnel or in the change rooms, and the same thing happened again. But that's twice in one game and 3 times in their last 2 night fixtures at Marden.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure whose responsibility it is, but it was desperately disappointing. And well, I guess we were sort of talking about it a little bit off air and about what our thoughts were, and we don't want to point the finger or anything like that, but it was bitterly disappointing to go down and take time out to go down and watch a game, and then that happens again, and everybody heads home broken-hearted, sort of thing. So I don't know. I was just going to open up to the floor and see what folk thought, what their thoughts were, and what
Mark,
should happen.
Any thoughts that you might have?
Look, to be honest, I know it's partly on the club, partly on whoever owns the facility, effectively, that needs to sort that out. But to be honest, if it's continually happening, they know the league fixtures before the season starts. That's part and parcel. So for me, it's if this is going to be a continual thing and it happens again next week, then the simple fact is the team has to forfeit. You forfeit them, they lose 3-0, they lose 3 points. That'll get them, and whoever's owning the place, the council, whoever manages it, that'll change their tune pretty quickly. Because if to happen 3 times in 2 games, for me, is just not good enough. Like you've got to there's got to be something better than that. You can't be, like I said, Blue Eagles is sitting, I think it's 11th at the moment in the table because they've only played 2 games. All right, one obviously was a very unfortunate injury, and the game got called off. But the 2 home games now have both been, like the last home game they played got finished at 86 minutes because it was against Cove because the lights went out. So for me, they've got to fix it. They've got to do something. And like I said, if it continues to happen, then why not force them to forfeit the game, lose 3-0. They'll change it pretty quick, smart.
Well, David, or I can't remember, did either of you do games at Marden last year and there weren't, at least Monday night games, and there weren't any issues, I want to say? Maybe Alessio, you did a Monday night game last year?
I'm pretty sure I've been there. Yeah, I've been there quite a few times and I've never had issues. I'm just surprised that unless it's for being on that long, are the lights not on for training during the week at the exact same time for the exact same period? So I don't know how this would not happen prior, that they could know, oh no, something's up and we haven't fixed it or something like that. It's not like the first time we turned them on in a week or 2 weeks since they had the last home game. So I'm not sure what the best point of call is, but we were talking after the game, David, with Gonzalo Rodriguez from Sturt, and they said they had a problem at Corinna with the same thing, and they had to postpone some of their women's games and play them at Service FM because they knew there was something up after the wet storms in the previous couple of weeks, and there was some little cut or something on the cable they had to fix, but it was, I think he said it was all in the underground cables, so they had to go fish them out and figure out where the little inconsistency is. But yeah, in my opinion, I think for the time being, I would not. Yeah, I'd say that home games have to be fixtured during the daylight on a Saturday.
I was just going to add as well, because the other game where it happened, at least either coincidentally or not, the lights went off. It seemed to go right at 10 p.m. Did you, while you were there, did you find out if that was like a thing that wasn't just a coincidence between either of you, David or Alessio, find that out, or not sure?
No, can't tell you now.
No, we don't think we were there long enough either to see if they come on and switch off automatically at 10 either. But at half time, it was about 9 or something, so it didn't come off at 10.
Tell you what's funny is when they put these lights back on, nobody goes up and just flicks a switch and all the lights are back on. You flick a switch and one bulb comes up, and then a minute later another bulb comes up, and then and there's 16 of them up there in the top of that tower. So the lights are coming back on, but they're taking a while because they just come on one globe at a time.
New podcast.
Yeah. One globe at
One light at a time.
Are we all good for that subject then? Any more points until they fix the lights, basically?
No, all good.
Perfect. We will move on to our next part of the show. Oh, it's a knock at the door. I'm never ready for it. What a surprise. And Mark, I think it's your door.
My turn? Hang on one
it's
second.
your door.
I wonder who it could be.
It might be one of Mark's former clubs, so that's one of like 100, so get guessing.
What's that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Who is it?
We are joined by Adelaide Olympic this week. We've got Nick and Jordan Pudler.
thank you to the both of you for joining us this evening. Great to have the both of you take your time out and have a chat with us.
For some reason, I can't hear anyone, by the way.
That's a good start. We'll wait until he's able. We'll start off with Nick and see if John can sort out anything.
Am I meant to be able to hear right now? Because I can't.
Yes. Well, Nick, we'll start with you.
Perfect.
Take us through your footballing journey.
Okay. I played at West Adelaide Soccer Club for my whole life, which was great, and then took up coaching there in about 2013. Coached there for a while, across a few different age groups into the seniors, and then went to Metro Stars for a little bit, and then Croydon, and then now at Olympic for my first head coaching gig.
Perfect. Are you able to hear us, Jordan, now?
Am I meant to be able to hear? I can't hear anything.
Yes. It was working fine before. I'm not sure what's happened, but we'll have that sorted out, hopefully.
Just need to check his audio settings.
Well, he can't hear you. He can't hear that advice.
Yeah.
We will continue on.
Hello?
We'll wait for Jordan. Hello, you able to hear us now? Nope.
No.
Nick, when he comes
No
back,
worries.
we'll start off with we'll talk about the game on the weekend to start off with against Cove. I guess your general thoughts.
Obviously disappointing to lose the game eventually. I think we spoke before the show started. Going to the Cove's a tough place for every team. I think they lost only 2 league games there last year. So a tough place to go. Obviously a really strong team with some good new recruits as well. So disappointing to lose, but we're overall, wouldn't say pleased with the performance, but I don't think we played too badly. Just obviously got punished for a few mistakes, and a really good striker scored a hat-trick against us, which can happen, but we learn from it. We've been working really hard this week on the track to get better and hopefully get a good result this Friday night.
Of course. Are you able to hear us now?
Yes, I'm here. Finally, sorry about that, guys.
No problem. I'll ask you the same.
For this technical stuff.
I'll ask you the same question. Starting off, take us through your journey up until now in football.
Oh, geez, how long do you have? Well, I first started at Elizabeth District, and then I went to St. Augustine's till about under 10s. Then I went to Para Hills Knights my whole juniors, and then I went from Para Hills Knights to Sassy, and then Sassy to AIS, and AIS to Adelaide United, and then Adelaide City, White City, Para Hills, Cobras, now Olympic, and Brahma Lodge as well in there.
Mark's got a rival, clearly.
Yeah.
And also going on to the weekend, the result not going your way, I guess, having been on the pitch, you scored, of course. How did you find it? We spoke before about how it's always an interesting place to go in the Cove.
Yeah, all week we spoke about that. The fact that they lost 5-0 the week before means absolutely nothing when you play Cove at Cove. And I don't know, I feel as though we probably didn't deserve to win, but I think a draw would probably be even. But, I mean, when you give JJ 5 chances, he's probably going to score 3, and that's what he did, unfortunately, on the weekend. So, yeah, unfortunate result. But like I was saying before, every game in the State League's massive, and now we got Mobbery on Friday night.
Absolutely, a huge game there. I do have some viewer questions for the both of you before we move on to the other 3. We'll start off going off the game. This is a question that comes completely anonymously, and I say that seriously. I've got no clue who sent in this question, and I've got footage that you'll need to talk us through, Jordan. What was the celebration after you scored your penalty against Cove? And I'll bring it up for those who didn't see. Just take us through it.
Well, Bouzalas in the reserves, he scores about 5 goals a week, and he actually messaged me before the game on the weekend and said, "Puds, if you score, can you do the Spider-Man celebration?" So that's what I did.
Good to see. I think we should always see more celebrations that are a bit more out there, to be honest. We saw Hamish McCabe do a few
It's
last
stuffed
year.
up again. I don't know what's going on.
Well, Again, we'll go on to the next question. Nick, I'll guide this one to you. Your playing or coaching idol?
Playing or coaching idol? Wow. It's a tough question. In terms of a playing idol, I'll think of players that play in the local league now. There's a guy in the State League 2 that plays for Adelaide Vipers. He's actually the captain, Stav Bakapanos, who I love watching because he's hard as nails and plays like a warrior. So he's like a player I always like to watch. Coaching idol, I wouldn't say there's one coaching idol. I like watching lots of different teams playing lots of different styles of coaching. So, not one particular idol, I would say.
Good to hear. Are you back with us?
Oh, I don't know what's happening. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. I'll try and fit in the questions in case it happens again. For you, who's your playing idol? Who do you look up to and almost image your game off of?
Well, I guess being a Liverpool supporter, my idol my whole life was Steven Gerrard. But local league, I don't know. Local league, I'd probably go with like a Bucko or a Alex Mullen or someone like that. Someone in my position.
Yep, that question was from Dimi Panna, by the way. Our next question for you, Jordan, from Nicole Blackett. Why haven't you ever played for West Adelaide? Which I think after your resume of clubs is a fair question out of all the clubs you haven't played for.
I'm actually not sure. It's just, I don't know. Never have, but they got rid of my dad, so now I never can. So I think I get sacked from my job as well. So
next one from Andre Carl, who has fallen victim to the Bouzalas headlock? For either of you, I guess, to answer this question.
I don't know. I think Braz is like a fake tough guy. He's not really. On the pitch he is, but at training he's a nice guy. He wouldn't hurt anyone.
I think he sits next to little Stefan Mateo, so I think he likes to get Stefan a headlock because he's a lot shorter than him. I think he enjoys that.
Final viewer question from Evan Kunovelis. Who do you think is the best player in the league? And I assume it's meaning State League 1.
Well, I guess since you asked the question, I guess I'll say State League 1 reserves best player is probably Evan Kunovelis. And then probably State League 1 first team. I would probably go with maybe Jai King and Hamish McCabe. I've never actually versed any of them in like a proper game, but just from watching and all that stuff. And then NPL, I would probably go with the two that I said I would try, like, put my game towards, and probably Bucko and Alex Mullen.
Nick, for you, they can be your own players or players that you want to sign.
No, I'll stay away from my own players. I didn't mention before that I spent some time at Fulham last year as well with Robbie Saraceno, and I mean, best is very debatable, but someone I really admired that I hadn't seen up close before. That his character and everything he brought to the club. Daniel Pritchard was really good to work with. I loved working with Pritchie. Underrated, I think, by most people. I just admired his character and personality, and he can play football too. Really good defender. So I'll say Pritchie.
Good answer. I'm sure he'll love to hear that too. Alessio, I'll go to you for your questions.
Yeah, I'll first go to Nick and talk about what sets you apart from other coaches and what kind of things you implement in your coaching style that maybe you picked up from a playing career, or anything you picked up along the way that maybe you never got as a player and you're implementing as a coach now, or something that just sets you apart.
I think it's tough to say sets me apart. Like I don't get to see every other coach and what they do behind the scenes. So what I'm saying here isn't about me setting myself apart from anyone. But when I was playing at West Adelaide, I was a reserves player, and we had Ross Eloise. And what I really admired with him, I never got to play under him, but obviously seeing him at the club, he set really high standards and made us as professional as we could. We were effectively a State League 2 side then, I think it was, 3rd division. But he treated it like it was an A-League club, and that flowed on to when Paul Pezos came in, and got to work with Paul really closely as an assistant coach with him. And the same thing, he's really demanding and has really high standards, which was great. And I think when I worked with Robbie Saraceno and Travis Dodd, I really got to see a different side of managing players from them, and also just their passion to always improve and coach players and make sure that there's consistent improvement. And that's probably what I try and focus on. We try and focus on our processes and making sure that players are, number one, improving every week and developing, and then our game style's improving week on week, and we can keep getting good results throughout the season and be really consistent. So, I mean, that's what we focus on, whether that sets us apart or not. I think every team wants to be consistent and get better, but I mean, that's just what I've been able to try and implement as much as I can from what I know.
Awesome. And now for Jordan, I guess this is a kind of a two-part question. I know you played a lot of your career in the midfield and also now in the defense as well. I'd like to know, it's a bit of a change up from my usual question, but what was your favorite midfield partnership or trio that you had? And then what was your favorite defensive trio? And this is just centre backs and goalkeeper.
I guess I'll go with my favourite midfield trio. Favourite midfield trio would probably be me, Bucko and Tom Love at Adelaide City. I've played with Tom Love for a long time, and as well as Bucko. And I mean, I played with Bucko and Shane Tobias as well, but I just got yelled at the whole time with those two. But they're just winners, so it's all a part of it. But nah, definitely probably Bucko and Tom Love. And even at Adelaide United youth team, I had Adam Pishkaneri and Dylan Smith. So, then centre back partnership. I don't know. I've been centre back later time in my years, but I'd probably go with Shane Tobias or Jace Cummins. And then now these days, I love playing there with a young kicker as well.
Awesome. That's all from me, Seb.
Mark, on to you.
All right, I'll start with Puds. I've known your dad a long time, and I wanted to ask, what was it? You did a couple of brief spells as a player under your dad as head coach. How did you find that, and what was that experience like, considering you work with him as well?
Well, see, my dad's probably made me the player I am today because he coached me my whole St. Augustine's career, some of my Para Hills career. I mean, lots of tears in the car after the game because nothing was ever good enough. But yeah, my stint with him he coached me also a lot in the zone teams and stuff like that. But I guess it's just like any dad. He just wants the best for his son. And yeah, he's got me to where I am today, really. I mean, the only first team that we've been together was Salisbury, and I wasn't there for long then. But that wasn't obviously because of him. That was just because things didn't work out. But yeah, like I said, he's made me who I am today. And yeah, couldn't thank him enough. And now he comes and watches every game.
And we had Trimmers on last week, and you know Trimmers from your AU days, and we talked about the differences from when you guys were in the youth team to now, and how do you find those differences? Do you feel a little bit, I wouldn't say hard done by, but the offer or the benefits now and the chances the younger kids are getting seems to be a lot more now than what it was back then?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously it's a positive for the kids and stuff now, but when I was in the youth team, I was training full-time first team, but I only ever got to go to Wellington as like a squad member. But I feel as though now, definitely, when I was at SAS and George Mells were in front of me, so I never got a shot. But I feel as though now kids get debuts left, right and centre. And I mean, it's not a bad thing because Adelaide United give all these kids a chance and they end up all selling them for millions of dollars, or Adelaide United still do well and they don't need to go sign all these big players. So no, it's good on them. I guess for us, it was just the right place at the wrong time, I guess. Yeah. I mean, we still got lots of different opportunities, and I've got to experience sitting on the bench against Liverpool and stuff like that. So, I mean, it was not the end of the world, and obviously I don't regret anything, but yeah, I think kids have a great chance now, and good on them.
Yeah. And Nick, over to you. As you said earlier, you're a West Adelaide man through and through. You spent your whole playing career at West Adelaide. What's it like? What was it? How did you come about coaching at Olympic? Were you approached by Olympic, obviously, with their being relegated last year? Would they approach you and go, "Hey, we want you to rebuild," or is it was it just something you applied for? How did it come about, and what sort of drew you to Olympic?
Good question. So, yeah, I got approached after the season had finished before the final series of the State League. So, got approached by Archie, and we had a good chat about, I guess, the opportunity and what Olympic were looking for and what I could bring and what I was looking for as well, and whether it suited me to step into that opportunity. And yeah, for me, it lined up really, really well. It's a historic club and successful club with a lot of passion and a lot of, I guess, tradition and ambition to be successful. And that kind of aligns with what I want to achieve as well. So really important. My father played for the club back in the late 80s, 90s. My brother played for the club as well. So even though I was always a West Adelaide person, we're always really close with Olympic too. I think most people deep down, they are pretty intertwined. I think you see most people mix in and attend both games as much as they can. So it's a real honour. Amazing club to be a part of, and I'm really enjoying my time.
It is a great club. I can vouch for that. So that's all from me. I didn't want to go too in depth this week. I'll get in trouble if I do.
David, to you.
I was just going to ask Jordan. I did a bit of research as an interview that was conducted with you in the Adelaide Advertiser way back in 2012 about your opportunity to play in the Under-16 Asian Championships when you'd have been 15 at the time, but played in Iran. Now, Iran's obviously a country that's very much in the front of our minds just now, and all politics aside and all that, ignoring all of the stuff that's going on just now, I just wondered what your experience was like there, what the football was like, what the atmosphere of your games were like, and what the football culture was like in that country.
It was once in a lifetime opportunity. I mean, I never thought I'd ever get to go to Iran for anything, let alone playing for under-17s. It was probably the best experience of my life. Unfortunately, I missed a penalty in one of the qualifying games, which was now I can't take that back. But yeah, I don't know. It's a nice place. I know all the stuff that's going on now and stuff, but it's definitely not what you think about. And you actually have to do things because YouTube's banned, Facebook's banned, everything's banned. So you just have to actually talk to people. But yeah, it was probably the best experience of my life and something I'm very, very proud of. And yeah.
Who were the kind of contemporaries that were there with you? Who were the players that you played alongside in that tournament? And where are they now?
I'd probably say that Liam Rose plays for MacArthur, I think. We had Daniel De Silva, who was like one of the most upcoming kids. I don't know what he's doing now. And Alex Gersbach, who's left back for, I think, Western Sydney Wanderers and Australia and stuff like that. But other than that, there's probably not too many out. Jack Iredale, who plays in Scotland now, he's starting to go in Australia and stuff like that. But other than those three, that's probably it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
right.
Many.
Well,
yeah.
Seb, I'm ready for my quickfire quiz intro.
David Grant quiz production.
Okay, gents, I'm not sure if you've seen this nonsense before, but basically I've got a series of 10 questions I'm going to ask you in a minute, one by one. I'll get Nick to go first. Just give me your answers as quickly as you can, and we'll see how many we can get through.
Cool.
There's not really any rules other than that.
Can we say that again? Because I might cut out again. I need to move.
Hello, Jordan. Can you hear me?
Going on? Yeah,
Jordan, can you hear me? You okay with this now? You ready?
Now. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm sitting outside.
I've got this little segment I do now. You just raise your hand if you can't hear me, okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. All good.
Okay, cool. I've got this little segment I do where I ask 10 questions within a minute. So they're like a quick fire questions thing. You just got to give me your answers as quickly as you can. We'll try and get through as many as we can. And I was going to ask Nick first. He was going to get the 10 questions first. So there's no rules. It's just that's just the format. So you ready for this, Nick?
Yeah, ready to go.
Okay, cool. Seb, timer.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, Nick, what's your favourite ground or venue across South Australia to coach or play at?
Kilburn Sportsplex, West Adelaide.
What's your earliest football memory?
Australia, Iran, 1997.
Oh, you're that young. What's the most frustrating thing about coaching?
Losing.
Any advice for young footballing kids?
Train hard. Train the way you play.
Where are Adelaide Olympic reserves in their ladder right now?
They should be top. They're undefeated. They're doing amazingly. Paul Pilatus doing a really good job.
That's correct. Is Lucas Bouzalas a good chance to play first team football this season?
Definitely. Botsy's doing really well.
What's your all-time favourite player?
Jermaine Beckford from Leeds United.
Favourite hobby away from football?
I like reading. There you go. Reading books.
Oh, that's cool. Good. You got through 8 of them, I think.
Beautiful.
All right. Jordan, you ready for this? Are you receiving me over?
Oh, hopefully. Looks like I'm sitting in a tree right now, but I'll be right.
That's all right. Alessio normally joins in from the car park, so you're fine.
Hopefully it's all good.
All right, so same for you, Jordan, when the timer starts. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Jordan Pudler, what's your favourite ground or venue in South Australia to coach, or not coach, to play at?
No, cut out. Say it again.
Oh.
Your favourite ground to play at?
Adelaide City.
Which teammate is most likely to borrow money and not pay it back?
Roscoe.
Who's the State League One Reserves top goal scorer?
Maybe myself. No, reserves. Bouzalas.
Yes, well done. You scored a goal last week, Jordan. In what minute of the match did the goal come?
60.
Ooh, 56. What's your pre-match go-to song?
I'm feeling it. Sunset Brothers.
Your favourite hobby away from football?
He said, David, he said.
Oh, did he? Sorry. Have you ever skydived?
Am I cutting out again? Sorry, guys.
Have you ever skydived, Jordan?
No, I've done bungee jumping though.
Yeah, that's not the question.
Same height.
Oh, well, sorry, I think I missed one of your answers there, but I think you might have got 7. Yeah. So this week's winner is Nick. He got 8 answered, I think.
Oh,
beautiful.
Thank you for that, David.
Congrats, Nick.
Good as always.
At least you could hear him all.
Thank you to the both of you for joining us. It's been a pleasure. Again, yeah, good luck for this Friday, of course. And yeah, thanks again for coming on. Always very much appreciated.
And all the
No,
best.
thanks, guys. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, and my apologies, boys. You never have to have me back.
I apologise. It's been great.
You never have to have me back, boys.
I think we should have him back.
Cheers.
Thanks again to the both of them. What a fun time. What a fun time. We will go on to the week's results, starting off in the State League 2. In the north, Salisbury Inter winning 3-1 over Port Adelaide. Barossa, a 2-2 draw against Elizabeth Grove. Northern Demons 4-0 over Gawler Eagles. Anglevale beating Elizabeth Downs 2-1. And Modbury Vista losing to Pontian at Vista 3-2. In the south, Adelaide University beating Western Strikers 3-1. Vipers FC 2-0 over the Adelaide Hills Hawks. Seaford 5-0 over Garn United. Adelaide Titans 5-2 over Mount Barker United. And finally, Noarlunga 2-0 over Plimpton Bulldogs at the Pound. Is that what it's called, Mark? What you said?
That's right. Yep.
The Bulldog Derby. I'll start off with you then, Mark, as the expert of the Pound. I don't know where I was going with that.
Expert anyway, but look, Noarlunga getting off to a good start there. Obviously 2-0, and Vista scoring both goals for Noarlunga. Plimpton still just adjusting to the league. They've got a bit to do. They haven't won a game yet. They've conceded 6, but it's very early days for them. Again, you've got new league, new team, new league. Seaford went on to beat Garn, obviously 5-0. I was expecting it to be probably a little bit closer, but Seaford stamping their authority after losing week 1. And I think the other game for me, Vipers getting off a 2-0 win over Adelaide Hills Hawks. I think the Hawks are going to struggle, and it's proving a little bit harder for them at the moment. But again, Vipers and Dimmy, they're getting off to a great start. I'll jump across to the north while I'm here as well. I'll leave some of them for the other boys, but I just wanted to highlight the Barossa game. A 2-2 draw with Elizabeth Grove, who Elizabeth Grove got a huge win in round one. Barossa had a loss in round one, so it's great for Barossa to get that point, get that, like I said, an early point on the board, which is great for them. Do their confidence a world of good going into the next round. And for me, lastly, I'll do the Salisbury to Port Adelaide game. Salisbury coming out 3-1 winners. I was expecting probably a closer game, but Marchioro scoring 2, Capone scoring 1. So some big signings there for them. I'm not sure if it was Marcus or if it was
one each.
Marcus scoring.
Marcus and Matt got one. Yeah.
Matt. Yeah. So it's great start for Salisbury, but they've had some great pickups in signing Munchie and that, and what he adds to them defensively, and obviously he's also an absolute menace in the opposing box as well. So great result for them with 2 wins from 2.
Bless you.
I'll go a couple each as well. Of course, I'll talk about the Mount Barker one. Tough, very tough result. I think they were 5-0 down until the last 5 or 10 minutes. Titans were a very similar side to last year. They just capitalised on some poor mistakes from us. I think we gave 2 penalties and an own goal away, and the 4th goal I think hit the corner of the crossbar, like right on the outside of it.
Yeah,
and it bounced out, and the keeper was like he was just going to go out. So a couple of defensive mistakes, but it doesn't go to show how dominant they were over the game. I think their striker Zach Alevi would be maybe getting a bit of training for not getting a hat trick. He had ample opportunities throughout the second half to complete it, and he just couldn't get it away. Good to see our club captain, Cam Maselja, get on the score sheet again. He's actually the club equal top scorer in his new left-back position, so I'm sure he's happy with that. I'll go to the north quickly, and I'll leave a game for David, and I'll do the Laurie Vista and Pontian game. I actually got a message this week from George Katsianis, and he said to let Mark know that he's always on the money with Pontian results and picking them.
Am I?
And that all of us should feel ashamed for not picking Pontian this week. He definitely listens. So thanks, George. And
definitely.
I think that was a massive result up in the north. I mean, Vista, we've said how successful they were last year, how disappointing it was not for them to see them go up after such a successful year. But hearing a few murmurings about things going on around the club that it's not lining up with a lot of the players' expectations, etc. And they've had a really tough start with 2 losses in a row. And they've got some difficult games coming up next. Of course, they've got Grove next, which should, we expect, be some first points on the board, at least for them. But we know what Grove can do against big teams. It's probably some of the north results is not how we expect that table to stand, where in the south, I think it's pretty much separating like we would have expected.
Yeah, David, I will just go to you quickly. Oh, do you have something to say, Mark, or were you just smirking?
I just messaged Jordan Pudler just to thank him for coming onto the show, and he just said, thanks heaps for having me. Tell the lads I'm sorry. And I was like, mate, you don't need to apologise. It was great. It was great. Loved it.
No, added. David, just finishing off on you, just on that sort of northern conversation, the 2 big ones being, or the one that I guess you can touch on, Anglevale 2-1 against Elizabeth Downs, 2 new teams, of course.
Sorry, I missed what games we've already covered, but if the only one that's left is Anglevale versus Elizabeth Downs, then I can cover
just
that.
About.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of a surprise, I think.
Uni as well.
Oh, yes.
Bit of a surprise.
Sorry.
Bit of a surprise for me. I don't know about everybody else, but I wasn't expecting Elizabeth Downs to lose this one. Just remember that Downs are coming from Sasso Sunday Division 1, and Anglevale, can't remember, were they Division 2 or
they finished bottom of Sunday Div 1 last year, I think.
Yeah,
or second bottom, something like that.
2 clubs that obviously be familiar with each other. I'm not sure how they got on last year when they played each other in that Sasso comp, but maybe a bit of a surprise. But the winning goal was late in coming on. I'll have a go at pronouncing the name. Salamangos, I think, is the name of the player who scored with 9 minutes to go, and then Kashindi scoring with 8 minutes to go. in the 92nd minute, so well into injury time when Elizabeth Downs pulled one back. But I think I've delivered that all incorrectly. Vale were 1-0 up after 25 minutes. They then went 2-0 up with 9 minutes to go before Downs pulled one back in injury time. But yeah, a bit of a surprise. I don't think we were probably expecting Vale to beat Downs. I can't remember what we all tipped, but I was expecting big things from Downs this year, and that's not in line with what I was expecting. No more further comments, Your Honour.
Did you want to touch on Western Strikers versus Uni as well, maybe? Or let someone else do that?
Someone else can do that.
You can do it, sir.
Alessio. I got nothing to say.
I'll do it. Again, another one I got a message from the coach of Adelaide Uni, Valentino Esposito, saying specifically to me, because I think someone else picked that they would win, or maybe two of you did. And he said, never predict us to lose again. So if they're going undefeated, then I'm all ears. But yeah, it was an interesting game to say the least. I mean, new signing for Western Strikers, Marko Bogdanovic, which we saw in the State League 1 previous seasons for Adelaide Victory, I think Adelaide Olympic as well.
Yep.
Maybe another team I can't remember, but he's a very influential figure, as you could see with his first half goal and then 2 bookings in 30 minutes to be sent off in the second half. But yeah, obviously some goals for Adelaide Uni, for some goal scorers that one we would expect, and one that just keeps scoring, and I can't believe it. Orfanu's opened the account for Uni, getting the equaliser in the first half, but then Daniel Scorsanelli with another goal to take them with a lead, and then Matthew Lill came on and scored as well. But yeah, it's an interesting one to note that I think he scored a couple in the cup, a couple in the first game maybe. And yeah, I've just seen his name all over the score sheet, and it's very surprising, but obviously they're getting something right with their set pieces. But yeah, it's a massive marker set in the South. Both those teams are really looking to go up and have at least 2 opportunities to go up. So yeah, it's a big marker to be put on early on, especially away from home as well for Adelaide Uni is a massive result for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I enjoy having these surprise messages to you, Alessio, by the way. So any coaches or players listening, please direct them Alessio's way for him to just bring them out on the podcast next week. Because it's quite enjoyable. We'll go on to the WSL round 4 of that. Elizabeth Grove and Sturt drawing 3-3, which left Adelaide City with a good opportunity to capitalise, which they didn't. It was a 1-1 draw against Mulberry Jets for them. Adelaide Jaguars 2-1 win over Cove, and Western Strikers beating South Adelaide 4-0. David, I'll go to you. The 2 top sides are unable to get the better of each other indirectly.
Yeah, both of them had the opportunity. I mean, Sturt were playing third place Elizabeth Grove, so they arguably had the tougher game. That finished 3-3. Goal in the 10th minute from Altman for Elizabeth Grove to open the scoring. Kaylin Wakelin equalised in the 21st minute for Sturt. And then Grove scored again through Monica Brown. And then Oliver scored just before half-time to equalise again for Sturt. Then Sturt went 3-2 up in the 54th minute through Taka before the equaliser 50 minutes from time came in from Elizabeth Grove, making it 3-3. But I'm sure Sturt will be looking at that as an opportunity lost, just as will Adelaide City and Mulberry Jets, which was maybe the more surprising results of the day. Mawa Samuro scoring for Adelaide City. I've lost my page here, sorry. And Sarush scoring for Mulberry Jets in the 45th minute, right on half-time before City equalised in the second half. Wasn't at the game, didn't see it, and this is the first time I've seen footage of it. So I'm not sure what the story was there or how well they played Adelaide City, but both of them losing a chance to go top. The next game I was just going to touch on as well was Jaguars sneaking it from the Cove. And Cove is a team that we were thinking might do a bit better this year than they did last year. Jaguars scored in the 18th minute through their captain Ella Doody. And then Gracie Curtis popped up with 15 minutes to go to equalise for Cove before Brooke Podic scored the winner for Jaguars right on the 90th minute. Remind me who Brooke Podic played for last year, because I can't remember who it was.
You're testing me here. I'm not sure.
Have a think about that, and I'll just keep mentioning that in the final game in the Women's State League, Western Strikers had a 4-0 win over South Adelaide. What that does to the ladder, I know that's what's on your mind. So what that's done is that Sturt remain top. They did draw their game, obviously, and drop 2 of their 3 available points there, but so did Adelaide City behind them. So Sturt sit top on 10, Adelaide City next on 7, and then making it a little bit tight, Elizabeth Grove and Jaggers are also both on 7, with Western Strikers in 5th on 6 points. There's a little bit of a gap opening up now down to 6th, 7th and 8th, which is South Adelaide Cove and Modbury Jets down at the bottom. Modbury Jets remain the only team in the Women's State League yet to win a game. They've had 2 draws and 2 losses in the 4 games so far. And that's your WSL roundup. And Seb, Brooke Porridge played for
Adelaide Jaguars last year, the same club.
Was it? Well, where was she the year before?
Oh, sorry. I'll go through everything and try and figure it out.
If someone could write a little comment in the chat about where Brooke Porridge played before she was at Jaguars, that'd be great.
I really hope, for the sake of it, that it's still Adelaide Jaguars. I really hope so, just for the sake of the argument. Very good. All right, on to State League 1, round 4 of that. Adelaide Croatians with a big 5-0 win over Adelaide Atletico. Eastern United at home losing 4-2 to Adelaide Cobras. South Adelaide at home 5-0 against Cumberland. Salisbury and Fulham. Fulham coming out 2-1 winners in Salisbury. Cove 3-2 over Olympic, which we spoke about earlier. And then, of course, the Blue Eagles Modbury Jets game, another Blue Eagles game, which has gone unfinished, leaving them, as you said, Mark, early with only the 2 games having played in State League 1. Alessio, I'll go to you. Where do you want to go?
I'll start talking about our favourite team, the Cobras. Top of the league, 4 from 4.
Well, now our favourite after
away from home. No, they've always been my favourite. I've been doing predictions every week. But yeah, wow, they've been playing some great football, and even just watching the highlights of their game on the weekend, they had to live with some adversity as well. I mean, they went 2-1 down in this game and had to pull it back in the second half. But as you can see from some of these goals, star performer for them, it's got to be Augustus Williams. I mean, what a signing. We've seen him in the top flight before. I've seen him for a couple of spurting occasions, but haven't seen him for a long period of time. And seems like he's pulling all the right strings there at the Cobras, as is Eastern United's striker here. Is it Koyangi? Ricky Koyangi. 2 great goals. And you can just tell by some of his movement and his delayed in shooting, he's got a ridiculous strike on him, and he just knows how to manipulate the defense to find an opening. So another really exciting striker there. But as you can see, more and more here from Williams and Cobras. Just surprising. It's more and more every week. I think all of us did predict them to win this week, but I think that was just mainly based on their form rather than specifically we know how good they are yet. But I think they're going to be a big package to deal with. We saw them get really close to promotion. I think it was 2022 or 3?
I would 3, I think.
23.
I want to say I covered a game where they played against Croatia in like the first round of finals, I think, and they went out then and they finished maybe like 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, I remember they missed out on the last day to win the league, losing against
the year
Raiders,
after maybe.
And then I think they lost in the finals. Must have been in straight sets too. But yeah, it's just a massive result there, especially away at Eastern, who we all had high predictions for, except for me. But so my prediction is obviously going right at the moment. But I just found it really surprising how good Cobras are, and maybe we have to take a closer look at some of their import signings and a couple of their other signings they made around the league. The other one I'll go to quickly is Croatia Raiders with Atletico. Another bit of a surprise here. I mean, I did also have Croatia to finish quite high, but I didn't really know much about the players involved and how many from last year are going to have a massive impact. I mean, our star from last year and Seb's favourite player, Uwineza, hasn't even started yet this season. He obviously got a goal late on, but their really young side is pulling all the right strings at the moment, and they're getting they just split apart this Atletico backline, and they have a really young team as well, Atletico. So to see them so open in this game was a very big surprise. And Chikwuba, another one we saw in the top flight for a couple of teams. Adelaide City, I think he was at Olympic too, and a couple of other clubs. But they really big surprise this season in the State League 1, Croatia Raiders. The first few that we thought were going to win this league, Modbury, Cove, Salisbury, they're the ones that are not really showing as much as some of these ones we predicted more in the middle of the table with Cobras and Raiders. But great for them to get a result at home. And, more commanding results in the State League One is really splitting up their table.
Mark, I'll go to you next.
I can start with, we obviously discussed the Olympic Cove game with the Olympic guys on earlier, but Cove coming out 3-2 winners at Cove. JJ Rideout doing what he does best, and that's bang goals in for fun. So he scored another, I think it was a hat-trick on the weekend. But Olympic couldn't, they went behind really early. A minute in or so, Olympic scoring directly from the corner. As you can see, the wind there blowing quite heavily from those corner flags, and Mitch Higgins getting caught out. And then Cove sort of got their penalty. I think it was a long ball here. And you can't play square line when you've got JJ. You've got to have that variance. And JJ, like I said, he's going to do what he does best and finish from there. And then he went and scored a penalty, foul in the box, in the back, down he goes. Pretty straightforward. And then the third goal for JJ was a ball from Alex Rideout. Pretty standard Alex Rideout delivery in behind. JJ runs onto it, scores. Pudler did score before that to make it 2-2, scored from the penalty spot as we spoke about. So Cove really good at home. To be honest, I think we all backed them at home. They're a tough side. When you play up on that hill, it's a very tough side to play against there. And like I said, away from home will be a different story. We'll wait and see once we get a little bit more away games for them. But great result for the Cove. Olympic will. I don't think they'll be too upset in the fact that, like I said, they'll be there or thereabouts. The other game for me, I did actually tune into some of this game, which was South Adelaide against Cumberland. I had 3 games on the go at once. I think it was on Saturday. When I was watching this one, it was good for Souths up until 45 minutes. So went into the halftime break at 0-0, and then the floodgates pretty much opened up at 48 minutes. So within 3 minutes of the start, they conceded, and then it was pretty much a regular occurrence from there. I'm going to say it's some very poor defending throughout from them. Players not following runners, players watching the ball bounce in the box, just basics. And Cumberland really made them pay. And yeah, they've now gone 4-4, which is not good for them. It's they've got a lot of work to do to get back into any sort of form to get themselves out of trouble. Cumberland move into 7th on 4 points. So big upcoming couple of weeks for South Adelaide in general. What games leave us left? Well, I'll let you guys have a look at that one. That was all from me.
I think we've pretty much covered them all, haven't we? I mean, you've covered South there as well. The thing
Salisbury and Fulham.
Yes.
All yours.
That's the only other one. There you go.
Okay,
go, David.
Well, Fulham beat Salisbury 2-1 away from home. So that's us covered.
Give us a bit more.
That's us covered your State League One.
Fill the time.
Actually, Fulham scored all 3 goals, to be fair.
Oh, yeah, because one was an own goal.
Camacho scored.
Yeah, so an own goal by Michael Camacho in the 59th minute, I think.
Yeah.
Lucas Economopoulos and Riley Onger were the 2 other scorers, or the 2 scorers for Fulham. I can't remember what we picked in this game. I think we were sort of undecided in terms of who we thought might win this one. But an important game for both of them. You know, they're both sort of outside that top 6, sort of sitting in sort of 8th and 9th. And it's a game that would have been important for both. But it is Fulham's first win of the year. They've lost 2 and drawn 1 up until this point. So getting that win would have been important for them. And it's the same fortune for Salisbury. They've lost 2, drawn 1 and won 1 as well. There's a number of teams on 4 points there. And then Eastern United, third bottom on 3. The one point I was just going to highlight when you're talking about South there, Mark, was that I was just looking at their 4 games. So they've lost the 4, but they've scored 2 goals this year, and both those goals came in the first game. They haven't scored a goal in their last 3. So ominous signs for South. They need to try and do something up front, one would suggest. And stem it at the back. They've conceded 17 as well.
I was going to say, conceded 17 goals in 4 games.
Yeah.
With that, we'll go on to the WNPL for round 3. Flinders United losing 4-2 against West Torrens Bocala at Jeps Cross. Adelaide Comets 2-1 over Mowbray Vista, giving Vista their first defeat of the season. West Adelaide and Salisbury Inter, a 2-1 win for West Adelaide in somewhat controversial circumstances. Metro Stars at TK Shutter, Adelaide University, beating them 5-2. And at Campbelltown, Football SA defeating them 2-1. Alessio, I'll start with you for Comets versus Vista.
Yeah, it was my first WNPL game of the season, and it was at a place I did my only other WNPL game as well. And this is probably the game I was expecting something of my doubleheader in this game. And yeah, it really provided. I mean, the first half was tightly fought. Both teams slow out the gates, and the game didn't really flow for a while. But I was really impressed with a number of players on both sides. The first time he's seeing them for a full 90 as well. Obviously, Mondiri was my player to watch in the WNPL this season. So I was excited to see her play live, and she lived up to the expectations, was a very, very commanding forward and a very good dribbler as well. I was very surprised as well with some of the inclusions for the Comets really paying off. A couple of their players have been injured over the last couple of weeks, and that's probably led to why they've had so many debuts and young players making their appearances. But also seeing another one, Chloe Porter, making her second ever senior appearance. And it was obviously Joel's daughter, who he gave the debut to at Flinders in 2024, I think I found. But I thought it was a good game. Again, some interesting refereeing decisions. I guess in the women's game, you don't really see as many players so animated up to the referee. It's mostly coming from the sidelines. So maybe they don't really get called up upon it, and the game doesn't really stop for that. But I thought there was some interesting ones with players getting in the way of goal kicks or late challenges not being brought back for bookings. But yeah, massive win for Comets to get themselves back up the table after a win previously to that. And for Vista, they were very, very distraught actually after the game. I think I saw 2 players crying. I don't think there was any injuries, but they were very, very disappointed not to get something out of that game and maybe even not get their first ever WNPL win. But I thought it was a very entertaining game at that.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we'll talk about the second half of that doubleheader a bit later on. What else was there? David, you were at Campbelltown?
Yeah, I was at Campbelltown. Yes, Your Honour. I was at Campbelltown to watch Campbelltown hosting Football NTC. Campbelltown unfortunately lost this one 2-1, but Football NTC were the better side, I feel, over the period of 90 minutes that we play. Maeve Nicholas opened the scoring with a great little header, actually. I think this is maybe the footage here that I'm glancing up at. Little header looping over. Oh, I thought it looked over at the time, actually. It looks like it's just been sort of deflected in. But that opened the scoring in the 15th minute. And then I was quite beside myself because there was 2 quick goals in succession. You know how sometimes when you're watching a game and a goal's been scored and you're busy writing your notes down and you glance back up and another one scored. Well, Ruby King, with a delightful chip in the 64th minute, made it 2-0 for Football NTC before Anna Pritchard, who'd been very good for Campbelltown throughout, pulled a goal back in the 65th minute. For a while, it looked like Campbelltown might get something out of this. They pressed for that equaliser, but NTC just probably too good at the back on the day. I felt Ruby King was a best on ground for me. She was very good for NTC. Quite a slight girl, I'll say. What I mean is short and light, but very, very good on the ball and very good off the ball as well. She just seemed to create the space needed to open the opportunities for NTC. And not far behind her, I had Michaela Holcroft down as Football NTC's second best. I thought she was very good too. And the usual suspects in Campbelltown, as I glanced at my notes over there, Monique Rikiki and Georgia Ianella, who I got confused a few times in commentary, so apologies to both for that. Both very good. In fact, Georgia Ianella had a header off the line earlier on in the game, which had kept the score down in favour of Campbelltown at one stage. Monique Rikiki hit the bar as well with a shot. But it's a good looking Campbelltown City side. I mean, we talked about this last year. They were slow starters last year, and they really kind of struggled through certainly the first half of the season. they're off to a losing start, if you like. They've lost all 3 of their opening games. They've only scored 2 goals in those 3 games. And in fact, one of those goals from memory was scored by Summer Doman, who's not really a striker. Can't remember who scored their other goal. Or Anna Pritchard. Yeah, so they're the only 2 goals that they've managed to score this year. So I've got a feeling like last year it will come, but it's just taking a while. And I would just also give a special mention to Olivia Bramley, who I thought was very good as well, Campbelltown's skipper from the United Kingdom. She was very good too. But yeah, 2-1 loss for Campbelltown. Bit of work to do. And just like last year, slow start to their season.
I will finish off as I saw all other 3 matches. I will start off on the Saturday. To before the game, a bit of behind the scenes info. I was a guinea pig on Saturday. For those who didn't know or couldn't tell, I commentated the game from right here where I'm sitting. I did the game from home. It was an interesting experience. Unless the player was, I did the luxury of the game was there were 2 teams that I had games of the week prior. So, you could figure out rough body shapes and sort of height and everything. But you couldn't see numbers. Unless the player was right below me, I could not tell you what numbers were. So it was an interesting experience. And you'll see on the actual live stream and the goals wrap itself that the 4-2 goal that Adelaide Uni scores, the camera, which tracks the ball, didn't track the ball very well and didn't catch the goal. But I get special controls where I actually get to pan. So I was probably one of the only few that didn't attend the game that actually got to see that goal. So all in all, interesting experience. Was tough to give player of the match votes after, not knowing who exactly. I know which players were good, but who they were was a different question. But all in all, Adelaide Uni, just after a few weeks of they had a good result in round 1, played well against Comets. Things just worked for them in this afternoon. A Metro Stars side who, in all honesty, just isn't really there at the moment. They're just finding it a bit hard in these opening games. They've only scored now the 3 goals, 2 of them coming in this game, 1 of them coming in round 1 from memory. But all in all, just nothing too much I've seen from them to be particularly excited about. Savannah Frisbee there, getting her debut from memory, scoring a great goal. And all in all, Uni just being dominant, which I think within the first 2 games, what I've seen, utterly deserved, and a result that has probably been coming, especially after, again, last week against Comets, where they were just as good. This week, just making these opportunities count. And yeah, congratulations to them. Chinatsu Kaio as well, another that runs the midfield and is very impressive on the ball whenever she gets it underneath her. On the Friday night, which I'll go to next, it was, I'm trying to remember, it was a lot of football. Flinders lost to, Flinders lost to Bouzalas 4-2. That was the first part of the Jeps Cross doubleheader. All in all, Bouzalas sort of coming back into form, a brace from each of Sasha Williams and Angela Mills. Angela Mills, of course, returning to the club from Salisbury Inter. Flinders definitely showing signs. I think they probably are good enough to stay up, and it will be a conversation of later in the season. It's just a matter of who gets the points and who doesn't, which sounds a bit silly in argument. But I don't think they're as bad as maybe we thought out to be, or maybe they've struggled as much as we thought. They've had good opportunities. Vicky Juma, again, creating plenty of havoc and just being, again, one of their standouts. But all in all, an interesting game in the highest scoring game of the round, or the second highest scoring game of the round behind the Metro Stars and Adelaide Uni game. Then, right after that, it was a top-of-the-table clash between Salisbury Inter and West Adelaide. A great game between these two sides. It was high intensity, plenty going on. It was great. And I say controversial circumstance. I'll show it in the moment and get your guys' thoughts. Nini Amata coming back into the goals. Emma Ryan scoring late on in the fixture. Salisbury Inter got one back. Nicole Blackett winning. I don't know if she won the penalty, but she took the penalty, missed another one. That's, I think, 2 weeks in a row. Or at least she's missed 2 penalties, having taken 2 so far this season. So they could have wrapped it up a bit earlier. Erin Murphy making a great save. Don't know how it didn't make save of the week. I think West Adelaide posted. If you're able to go watch it, do, because I have no clue how that didn't make save of the week as a nominee, because it was outstanding and just about secured them the game in the end. Once these highlights finish playing, I'm going to try and grab up, because I do want to get your guys' thoughts on this. It was a late corner. They brought everybody up, did Salisbury Inter. I don't know how well we'll be able to see on the hour camera either. So the corner does come in. I think it's Nicole Blackett that goes down, and then it's ruled out there. We couldn't tell at the time what it was for, in all honesty. Paul couldn't tell. I think Gary found out because I was waving my hands in front of him saying no, 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 no. But it got ruled out. Benches, well, the West, I think a few or maybe one or two on the Salisbury Inter bench were booked. A bit of confusion in the end, in all honesty. And yeah, that was sort of the controversial circumstance, if you want to call it. I'm not sure if you guys have any thoughts about it if I play it through again. But it's an interesting one, I think.
Seb, it's an AI camera. I can't make anything out.
I'm going back.
Are you honestly thinking we can look at that and work out what's
Well,
going on?
that's what we were trying to look after, and we couldn't figure it out. Yeah. So the ball comes in from the corner. Blackett goes down, and then what I initially thought is that maybe it was kicked out of Erin Murphy's hands, but that doesn't seem to be the case. But then the whistle's called, and then the goal's disallowed. So I'm not entirely sure, and as at the moment, I'm not entirely sure either.
Yeah, I got sent this clip as well by one of the players, and was asking about my thoughts on it. And I thought there was no foul there as well. I'm not sure where it was stopped from. I've seen a zoomed up image, and it looks like someone from Salisbury Inter has won the header. I'm not sure. Maybe we have to ask Nicole for this about what happened in that situation. But I think there was one down the other end as well for the second goal for West Adelaide. Yeah, our camera didn't pick it up, but I'm not sure how close to offside the West Adelaide player was, which was another interesting one brought to my attention. But yeah, some interesting decisions in that game that I probably don't agree with.
After that was the round. A very entertaining one. West Adelaide stay top, and some good fixtures to come next week as well. We will go on to the men's NPL. West Torrens Burkalla 2-1 over FK Beograd. Adelaide Comets losing 1-0 to Adelaide United. The goalless streak continuing for Adelaide Comets. West Adelaide 2-1 over Croydon. Sturt demolishing, in all honesty. Para Hills 5-0 at the Paddocks. Campbelltown 2-1 over Playford, and Metro Stars drawing 2-2 with Adelaide City. Mark, we'll go to you for your Friday at your second home.
I was going to say, at my second home. I lose my second home, actually, in a couple of weeks. So David's got the joys, I believe, of being there in a couple of weeks for a double header.
You can have it.
No, it's all good. I've already got a game for the next day, so it's all good. So I was at the Burkalla FK Beograd Friday night. It was actually a really good game to watch. It was at times a bit of a chess match, and well shaped in the scoring very early in the second half. Just, again, defence not clearing it. FK Beograd probably had the better of the first half, or when I say probably, they did have the better of the first half. That goal sort of shook them up a little bit. And then Falco decided to unleash this absolute bomb from, I think it was about 30 odd yards out. Just delightful, to be honest. And then Burkalla doing what Burkalla do and scoring very late. This week they didn't have George Blackwood. He was actually out with illness. But the substitutions here would prove to be a winner in the end. Tyrese Conway coming off the bench and scoring off what's unfortunately an absolute cracking save from Woodlands in the first instance, but Conway reacting the quickest on the follow-up and able to score late. And I think it was the second half was better from Burkalla. FK Beograd certainly had the better of the first half, but great game to watch. And puts Burkalla top of the table. They've been doing really well. They're at times playing some good football, and then at times they're fighting really well to stay in games, and they're not giving up, and that's proved to be quite beneficial for them, obviously, so far. And that was my game.
Well, we'll stay on the Friday night and go to Alessio. You didn't have high hopes for the game the week before, so how did it come out in the end?
Well, at least it wasn't the 0-0 that David predicted, but otherwise, there was some chances. I mean, I guess this only shows the goal that eventuated, which was a penalty that was deserved for Adelaide United. But if you watch the first 20 minutes, I think Comets actually had the run of the game. Specifically, Phil Spadavecchia had about 4 chances in the first half, which if any of them found the net, would have changed it. And I think if any of them even found the target, would have found the net. So, they had some chances in this game, but otherwise, even with my co-commentator on the day, Anastasia, she was just saying that they're finding it hard to create goal-scoring opportunities. They've got a young team. It's all there. They're not out of games in effect of like the way they're playing or anything. They just can't score. They can't create an opening to score that's got more chances of going in than not. But yeah, there's good play from a couple of players on the pitch. I found Nick Vatanos for Adelaide Comets was had a good game. Panache Madana and Amlani Tatu had good games as well. And yeah, it was the first time watching some of these new Adelaide United players as well in Kaylin Alagic and I think there was a couple of other ones that Nasiri, I think it was the number 77 in the 6.
Yep.
And I think even Taladero was playing centre back. So that was an interesting one to watch. But otherwise, the rest of the team was as usual, and it was just not very fun game for the neutral to watch.
David at Steve Woodcock on Saturday for the first part of that doubleheader.
That's right, yeah. So I had 2 games back-to-back. The women's game was at 5, but the men's game was at 3. Campbelltown City versus Playford. Playford arriving into this game off the back of a 2-0 home win versus Croydon, which had left them unbeaten in the first 3 rounds of the match, first 3 rounds of 2026. Campbelltown coming in on the back of an away 3-2 loss against West Tornsborough Colour. So I think we were sort of expecting, I can't remember who we picked, it doesn't matter, but I think we were expecting Playford to maybe be the favourites in this one. But Campbelltown really were, for me, the better of the 2 sides throughout. Not miles ahead, but just a little bit, and enough to get themselves the win in this match. They went ahead through an Alex Mullen penalty in the 25th minute. And then I know the highlights are there. I can't remember what the second goal was, but Patrick McGregor's was. Oh, that's right. It was Isaac Mullen. Unfortunately, flicked on. Isaac Mullen had a great game throughout. Just unfortunately, the score of an own goal. He jumped up at the corner there and just sort of flicked it beyond Daniel Vaughan's reach. Luke Osby's reach, should I say. So yeah, 2-1 loss for Playford, which makes the league a bit more interesting, I suppose. But I just wanted to mention, actually, there was quite a few debuts or records set for Campbelltown. Vinny Milanese came off the bench for his NPL debut, and Julian Ialeggio and Jack Rawson both started, so that was their NPL starting debuts, I believe. Certainly their debuts for Campbelltown, but I believe their NPL debuts. I was particularly impressed with Julian Ialeggio. I mean, all 3 of them were decent enough. Jack Rawson was on from the start as well, but I felt Julian Ialeggio was one of the best on grounds. And I mentioned that to you guys in the chat after when we were talking about who we felt had played well in our game. So a shout out to him because I thought his performance was very good. Campbelltown, I guess that was a bit of a surprise, but maybe this is the start of something for them.
Just to clarify as well, what the penalty saves, the first one had to be retaken because he was off his line?
Yep.
Well, so it wasn't explained to me up in the commentary suite, but what I believe happened was clear penalty, no dispute there. Penendez stepped up, took it with his left, and Vaughan saved. And immediately, I think it was Thomas Tenby who was the line. There might have been Demir Davis on the far side, can't remember.
Yep.
Flagged immediately that there'd been an indiscretion of sorts. I can't actually see him coming off his line at this point, but that's, regardless, the flag went up. The flag went up straight away. So there was a little bit of a dispute there. Of course, there was a little bit of argy-bargy, and then Penendez stepped up to take the retake, and that was saved by Vaughan, who then it's cut out there. But unfortunately, Vaughan then proceeded to throw Penendez to the ground, which led to a little bit of tension and a little bit of a delay in getting us restarted. But I mean, 2 magnificent saves by Vaughan. But I believe the retake was because Vaughan had come off the line, although it's not clear. But the flag went up straight away.
Who wants to, I guess, complete off? I didn't see any of these games this
Okay,
weekend, so who wants to continue on?
I tuned into, like I said, one of the 3 games I was watching all at once. I jumped across to the Para Hill Sturt game on the Saturday afternoon. I did tune into that one.
The Demolition Derby.
I tell you what, it was a scary sight seeing Sturt in full flow. They looked impressive. It was a different side to what I saw when they played Metro Stars. This game, they were courageous. They were adventurous going forward. They had players going forward, whereas when they played Metro, they were quite happy to sit back and just try and defend. They weren't very adventurous. But this game, they just went, you know what, let's go for it. They did. Rodriguez just scoring an absolute sublime hat-trick, and it was a perfect hat-trick. I believe it was right, left, and header for Rodriguez. Rogers getting 2 goals. He got the game rolling with the first 2. And then after that, it was Gonzalo Rodriguez show, basically. And one of his goals was in for goal of the week, which we'll get to. So this was his first goal. But like I said, I think it was a right-left. That was his left foot finish. His second goal was the right, and I think the third one was a header. So perfect hat-trick. For what was a 5-star perfect performance for Sturt. And this was probably my favourite goal, as he's beat the offside trap, and then sent the defender sent him to the shops for a burger, not once but twice, and then decided to send the goalkeeper to go find him. So that was an absolute glorious finish there.
And also,
Maradona, isn't it?
Well, the insane thing is that's also the second time that's happened at Para Hills this year. Toy Tarkani did it a few weeks ago against them as well.
Yep. So, look, Sturt, like I said, 5-star performance from them, and there's the perfect hat-trick finish. So look, like I said, which leads into the upcoming week with Sturt playing Berkala top 2, and if Berkala if Sturt go into that game with the same adventurous forward play, then it should lead to an absolute cracking game, I think. So I did tune into that one. What else have we got? Croydon, I think, played. Where is it? They played against West Adelaide. I did tune into. This was a 2:30 kickoff, so I tuned into the first bit of this game as well, because I could. Maxim Ivanic scoring 14 minutes, Connor Gollan scoring 15 minutes, and then Croydon, Oliver Trimboli getting a late goal. Again, I believe Croydon had a few chances, just didn't make them count. It's just not quite clicking for them at the moment.
Well, not to interrupt you, Mark, I was looking at the stats we provided, and I was looking at this game in particular. Again, statistics aren't everything, but the shooting statistics, West Adelaide had 6 shots, 2 on target, and Croydon had 22 with 3 on target.
Yep. Yeah, as I said, they had their shots. They're not converting at the moment, Croydon. It's just not quite flowing. And you know what? It's 4 games in. They will click for them, and I'm just scared for who they play when it does click. I mean, when you're getting 21 shots, it's bound to click eventually. And all I can say is watch out whoever that is when it does click for Croydon. Because, like I said, they will then bang enough goals away, that's for sure. So those are the 2 games. I did watch some of the Metro Adelaide City game, but I'll let someone else talk about that one.
Alessio, do you want to finish?
Yeah, that Metro Stars Adelaide City game. I did watch it as well, a little bit of it in the first half, and I thought it was quite evenly poised. We'll have a look at some of the goals of it as well, and I think that the star signing for Metro Stars is really paying off early, but again, not really seeing as many involved other than him so far this season. I haven't watched exactly 90 minutes of all their games, but it was interesting to see that only he's been scoring as so far, and especially even some of the changes at the back. I noticed Noah McNamara was on the bench, an unused substitute, while Lionel Muhitira got the start. Of course, Booker with another free kick. And this one, I guess the goalkeeper doesn't really know much about, but I would expect him to get across his line and get a bit more of a touch on it. Mark, if you wanted to have any chats on that after we go through the other goals. But Sumovic, again, another good goal, but again, low and slow. I thought keeper might have had that. But in any case, it was an even game against 2 top sides who are probably vying for the top 2 or 3 position. And I think it was a good show out there as well. It sounded like there was a good amount of people there. And yeah, that's all I can say about that one.
I know. For me, I think I picked Carl to be top goal scorer this year because I knew he'd get service. So the fact is, it doesn't surprise me that he's banging goals in. He knows where the goals are, and I think that Neon Kuru assist he'd been on for literally 60 seconds. He'd come on, and that was like his first 5 touches was that assist. So he made an instant impact in that game. That's for sure. It's funny you said that about goalkeepers because off air, David, you posted in the chat about Dan Vaughan and the goal that Campbelltown scored, and he shouldn't be that far off his line. And you know what? I'm going to bat.
Just in my defence, I was wondering whether he should have been that far off.
Yes, you're right.
If you felt he was in a misposition, it wasn't. I was.
Yeah, so I'll back the goalkeepers here in the fact that he was probably high on off his line. But he plays that way. You watch him play, and I've watched Vaughan play obviously quite a lot. He plays off his line very high a lot of the time. It's how most goalkeepers do play now. They are expected to play high, play that sweeper keeper, be an outlet for players when they do pick up the ball. So I'm not surprised that he was that high. And to be fair to him as well, it was a great hit from. It was a great hit from McGregor as well to be able to clip it and drop it in. And then the goals, the 2 conceded by Ostrike, he set up for a cross. No one's expecting Buko to hit that, to shoot from there. Only Buko would do that, to be honest. Well, a few other players might. But you know what I mean? Like, I think he set up for the cross, and the way I think that shaped to start with probably threw him off a little bit. But overall, yeah, I wouldn't put too much of a blame on the keepers. Just like I said, the Vaughan one and Ostrike, yeah, he probably could have got across for that free kick. But again, he's probably taken. I didn't see his first movement, but if his first movement is away from that ball, sort of thinking it's going to be a cross, he's always going to struggle to get across back across to the near post.
We will go on to our predictions for the coming week. But before that, Alessio, how did we do last week?
Yeah, I think it was... I'm sure this could be our best week yet.
Wow.
We had 10 perfect results.
Between the 4 of us?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So 10 perfect fixtures we predict. I'll go through them now. So David had the Fulham United versus Salisbury State League 1, correct? He also had the Adelaide City and Metro Stars 2-2 draw, correct? Mark had the Northern Demons 4-0 win, correct? He also had West Adelaide WNPL and NPL, correct? Second time in 2 weeks that we've had both West Adelaide games perfect. Seb had Barossa and Elizabeth Grove 2-2, correct? He also had Adelaide United Youth Team's 1-0 win, correct? I had Salisbury Inter Men in State League 2, correct? And I also had Vipers in State League 2 South, correct? So this now leaves the table. Mark picked up 24 points this week. He got 3 perfect results. He's now at 96 points. Seb picked up 3 perfect results, 21 points. He's on 88. I picked up 2 perfect results, 19. I'm on 88 as well. And David picked up 2 perfect results, 19 on 77.
No, as you were saying earlier, Alessio, you get these messages from coaches and players and stuff like that about games. Funny enough, on I think it was Saturday night, I got a message from the Northern Demons coach, Greg Joy. He goes, I told the boys to stop when they hit 4. I saw your prediction, so I told them at 4 to stop scoring. So, Demons, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Good.
So
good.
Another listener there, so thank you very much.
We will go through our predictions for this coming weekend. Starting off with Northern Demons versus Elizabeth Downs. I'm going for a Northern Demons 3-2 win.
Is it in Perry?
Yes.
I'll go with Northern Demons. I'm backing them again. They got the Elizabeth Downs.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a 4-1 this week.
I've gone for 3-2
Greg?
Demons.
I'll go 3-1 Northern Demons.
I'm going to go. Look, Northern Demons are doing well, no doubt about it. But they've played their opening 2 games, which they've won against the 2 of the bottom 3 sides. So I'm going to pick Elizabeth Downs to win this one, 2-1.
On to the south, Garn versus Western Strikers. I've gone Western Strikers 3-1.
I'll go Western Strikers in this one as well. I'll go 4-2.
I'm going to go with Western Strikers, and I'm going to go 3-0. That would be Garn's 3rd game without a goal.
I'll go 4-1 Western Strikers. And quick mention, Louis Detroit playing his 300th game this weekend as well. I think he's still waiting for his first goal for Western Strikers, but hopefully he'll get it today in that game, yeah.
WSL, Cove versus Grove, the rhyming derby. I've gone for Elizabeth Grove 2-1.
Yeah, I think Elizabeth Grove will be too strong for a Cove side, which will get the odd win this year, but Grove will be too strong this week. It'll be 2-1 as well.
3-1 Grove. Yes.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
Exactly
Great minds think
matching.
alike, my friend.
We'll go on to State League 1 and Cobras versus Croatia Raiders. I've gone for a 2-2 draw.
Top of the table.
What an exciting game that is, just quietly.
When is it?
It's Saturday night. I might try and
it's on the
get there,
weekend.
you know.
It's on the
To
weekend,
cover or
so-
watch?
I think I might try and cover it. If TK Shutter, I'm at TK Shutter, but this game's I think it's at 7 o'clock at night. I might have a word with my wife and ask her if I can get a late pass. Is it a late pass? Is that what you call it?
A late pass?
A hall pass, whatever it is.
2-2 for me.
Oh, this is a tough one, isn't it?
It is a tough one. Jeez, they're both scored and they're both not conceding. I'm going to go 1-1 draw. Well, that's the thing. Like, neither of them both have only conceded 3 goals apiece, and they're both one scored 12, one scored 11. So they're scoring goals, but their both defenses are very strong. So I'm going to go, like I said, a 1-1 draw.
I'm going to go for a very tight home win at Adelaide Cobras. So Cobras to win this one, just 1-0.
I'm going to go Cobras to win 2-1.
WNP.
So none of us have backed Raiders.
No. WNPL, Adelaide Uni versus Salisbury Inter. I've gone for a 2-0 draw, a 2-2 draw. Should be a good game, this one.
It should be.
Who was this, sorry?
Game.
Uni versus
Inter.
Inter.
Uni. I'll go 3-1 Inter.
Actually.
I'll go 3-3 draw.
I'm going to go 1-0 Inter.
Okay. And then finally, in the men's MPL, FK Beergrad versus Playford. I've gone for 2-1 Playford at Beergrad. Your game, Alessio.
Yeah. I know I'm going to get, if it's not a message, it'll be coming up to me after the game from someone of either side. So
Or before.
Just go the draw, mate. Sit on the fence.
While you're commentating.
yeah, God, 3-3 draw, I reckon.
Oh, that's very diplomatic.
It is, isn't it?
I'm going to make an enemy of one of them. I'm going to pick Playford to win this one 3-2.
I'm going to go FK 2-1. Sorry, Playford. Just for the sake of it. Just for the
At least that's someone
shits
predicting for every side of the possible result in there.
Yeah, exactly. One of us is bound to be right.
Exactly. That's just about us for another week. Anything from the three of you before we finish off? Oh, yes, David.
Yes, so I've got 2 things to announce. Firstly, one of our listeners, Mr. Paul Morris, has messaged to say that Brooke Porridge did play for another club before. For some reason, it's not appearing in our stats, but she was at Sturt in 2024.
Mystery
I knew
solved.
the name.
What about 2023 now, David? I got to know.
Oh, I can't help you with that. Ask Mr. Paul Morris. And the other thing I was just going to mention was I went out on Friday night. This was going to be a pick at the start, but it got away from me. I went out and watched some community women's football on Friday night. It was the first round of the Community Cup there, and I went along to watch the Division 1, 2, 3 Cup. I was at Tea Tree Gully. I don't think I'd ever been there. I thought I'd played against them in my days as a player, but I didn't recognise the ground at all. So I think it was my first visit there. What a fabulous facility they've got there with the big club rooms. And when you're up in the club rooms as well, looking down on the pitch, just a great view of the whole. I was going to say vista, but well, it is a vista, isn't it? But it wasn't vista they were playing. But Tea Tree Gully's ground, I was really impressed with. Anyway, in this match refereed by Matthew Anstey, unfortunately, my beloved FC Summit women succumbed to a 7-0 loss in the cup. So the cup dream is over for my team that I support. Their star player number 23, Amelia Grant, was playing in that game. And anyway, so I was just going to tell you a little story, which I might have mentioned to you before. Amelia was playing against a very strong opposition. There's a number of players in the Tea Tree Gully side that have played at WSL level. One of the standout players for them was Melissa Armstrong, who I later found out had been at, she was at Metro United last year, I think, and played at West Adelaide maybe at some stage as well. But a very good side. They had 6 different scorers in that game, including their captain, whose name I've forgotten. But Amelia, my daughter, was involved in an entanglement down the wing with the captain, and the captain threw her to the ground, and a free kick was awarded for my daughter against their captain. Maybe it was rude of me, maybe it was a bit ignorant, but I did want to support my daughter in her time of need. And so I said, well done, Amelia. I said, you got the better of her there, didn't you? But I wasn't looking at Amelia. I was looking at the captain. Needless to say, this wasn't particularly well received, and she started ranting and raving at me, telling me I was an old man and had to mind my own business. But then she took it to the next level. She went to the referee, said to the referee, I don't need the old man on the side giving me his 2 cents worth. So she had a valid point, so I was a bit more silent and respectful through the rest of the game. But it's the first time I've been abused by a player. Normally, as a player, I was receiving abuse. But yeah, it was the first time I'd been verbally abused and had the ageist card played on me. So, but yep, the cup dream's over for FC Summit. I just wanted to mention that. On to the league already.
She was probably right to do so as well. I can only imagine. I would be on her side as well.
I'm not sure what she was expecting the referee to do, but that was, she was complaining about
Maybe
my
send
antics
you off.
at the side. Yeah, possibly, but I mean,
they can send
you're not
you
allowed
off.
to. As an observer, you're not allowed to. I don't know. She's obviously not used to playing in front of a crowd of one. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that. So on to the league we go with FC Summit.
Anything else from you, Alessio or Mark, before I ask final question?
No. Make sure everyone heads out to the games again. It's going to be a great weekend. A bit cooler as well, so make sure you pack your thermals and that. But make sure you get.
I don't think it'll be that cold, man.
Pack your thermals. Really?
I don't think it'll be that
It
cold.
won't be that bad. It's not that bad, is it?
I don't know. Maybe
Everyone straight onto the weather apps.
I think it was like 14 degrees. Or something.
You got to pack the thermals for the 22 and 25 degree weather. Oh, it's a freezing one.
Maybe it's
It might be in Mount Barker if it's
like 15 degrees, but yeah.
Mount Barker on Saturday night might get down to 12. You never know. From me, just if there's anyone that listens that wants to jump on board as a sponsor, obviously just reach out to one of us and we will happily have that discussion.
Absolutely. Finishing off, where are we? I have a double header at Kilburn on Saturday afternoon, evening. Both West Adelaide men and women are both playing Campbelltown as a part of that. So I'm hoping and imagine there'll be a big crowd with the club-wide support hopefully coming to Kilburn and should create a very good atmosphere. And I'll be with Matilda Comley for both of those 2 matches. David, for you?
On Friday night, I'm at the WNPL match at Jack Smith Park between West Torrens Burculla and... I don't know who they're playing.
Adelaide Comets?
Yep.
That's the one, thank you very much. And then on Saturday, I'm going to give AI a shot at TK Shutter Reserve for Metro Stars versus Para Hills Knights. I'll give it a go. I did it once last year. I didn't particularly enjoy it, but I've agreed to give it one more go and see how it pans out. Pans out, do you get it? See how it pans out.
No pun intended.
Mark?
Or not pans out.
I've seen... I've been fortunate enough to be given a move away from Jack Smith Park this week. Yeah, to cover the Sturt game against Burkalla. So even when I'm away, I can't get away from them.
That's a big one, Mark. That is a big one.
So yes, it is big game. Like I said, I'm expecting a lot from it. So I'll be there on Saturday afternoon.
Bless you, finally for you.
Yeah, I'll be at Beograd for that game against Playford at Woodville. And yeah, should be a good game there as well. And of course, playing on Saturday as well against Vipers. I'm fairly sure I've never played against them before.
Wow.
I think I've played against them in the amateurs, but that was a long time ago.
How fun. Thank you, everybody, for listening and watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, have a good week. Enjoy football and pack your thermals.
And we look like we're heading to extra time, but there's still 5 minutes to play here, Mark. And by all means, there could be more chances. Still in the box, and it's another goal! And it's Andre Cole, the hero for Croydon! We thought it was over, but it's not over, and Croydon look like they're going to go all the way to the win!
We can't say that now!
Here goes Yuki Sasaki into the area. Penagaris, Chrissy Penagaris. Adelaide Comets have taken the lead.
Falcon there, but it leaves Owen Windsor. And a third for Metro Stars.
Here's Emma Ryan. She's not one of them because she's from Darwin. The shot from DeCola. Lily DeCola scores in the cup final again and wins it for West Adelaide.
As the ball cuts back here to Odenwalder. And James Odenwalder scores. He makes it 2-0 for West Adelaide on the day.
I bet he was going to be Travella if he puts one in. He goes himself instead. And it's still Soy Sakani. It's unbelievable, David, as well. And that one is definitely going to be credited to him.
Will have to be chased down by Rapawano. He'll put in a cross of his own. Hobbs wasn't able to capture it. It's in. Is that the one that seals out the Atletico promotion?
I got the skills to make the girls sing, and the geezers too. Yeah, we're doing this thing.